Think deeper. This is Axonarya.
You know, for as long as we've been human, we've looked at our dreams and wondered, what are they? Are they just, random noise? Or is there something more going on? What if they're a kind of hidden intelligence, one that we can actually learn to listen to? I mean, have you ever had that happen? That really weird feeling of déjà vu, but you know exactly where it's from. A dream you had last week suddenly plays out, right in front of you. The same place, the same person, saying the exact same thing. It feels totally impossible, right? But it happens. To really get this, we've got to go way back. Picture this, it's around the year 100 AD. There's a powerful king, a guy whose word is basically law. And one night, he has this dream. A dream that's not just going to decide his fate, but it's also going to show us something pretty profound about how our own minds work. So in the dream, he's all alone. He's just standing there on the edge of this huge, quiet river. The water is totally black, and the air is just heavy. You can just feel that something is not right. And as he's standing there, watching this dark water, his crown, the symbol of his entire life, his power, it just slips right off his head, it falls into the river, and poof, it's gone. Well, just 3 weeks after he had that dream, the king was dead. He was poisoned, and the person who did it, it was his most trusted advisor. The one person he never, ever would have seen coming.
So, okay, what just happened there? Was that some kind of magic trick, a glimpse into a future that was already written in stone? Or was it something way more interesting, way more intelligent, happening inside his own head? This is where things get really fascinating.
And here is the absolute key. That dream didn't predict the future in some magical way. No, it revealed a truth that the king's wide-awake, logical mind was refusing to see. See, his brain had already picked up on all the little clues of his advisor's betrayal, but his conscious mind, his trust, it just shut that down. It's just like that gut feeling you get about someone, right? Your subconscious has already done the math long before you have.
And look, this isn't just some ancient story. Modern neuroscience is actually starting to confirm this very idea. So let's dive into the science of what our brain is really doing every single night while we think it's just resting. Just think about it. Your mind lives in two totally different states. When you're awake, you're running on logic, social rules, a bit of fear. But when you go to sleep, all of those filters they fall away. Your brain is finally free to do what it's amazing at, connecting patterns with total, brutal honesty. Neuroscientists have this incredible term for the brain. They call it a prediction engine. And that's not just some cool poetic name. Your brain is constantly, subconsciously hoovering up data, analyzing patterns, and running probabilities on what's going to happen next. It's doing it right now, without you even realizing it.
Which leads us to this huge idea. Your dreams are basically the brain's private R&D lab. They're simulations. Every night, your brain is running millions of what-if scenarios. It's connecting that weird comment someone made with a strange look you saw yesterday. All the little things you picked up on but didn't consciously notice you noticed. So when a dream comes true, it's not a message from the universe. It's actually a message from you to you. It's the product of your own deep awareness, finally able to speak up without being censored by fear or denial. It's your own intelligence, just totally uncensored. Okay, so this is all really cool, but what's the point if we can't do anything with it? Can we actually learn to tap into this? To go from just watching the movie of our dreams to actually participating in it? Well, the answer, for centuries, has been a huge yes. I mean, this desire to control our dreams is thousands of years old. The ancient Egyptians thought they were getting messages from the gods. Tibetan monks created these really complex practices called dream yoga. And today, we're studying it in labs and calling it lucid dreaming. So how can you start? It's actually pretty simple. You just have to start paying attention. The first step is to get in the habit throughout your day of just stopping and asking yourself, wait, am I awake right now? Second, keep a dream journal right by your bed. The goal is to catch those details and start seeing the patterns. And last, before you fall asleep, just set an intention. Tell yourself, tonight, I'm going to know that I'm dreaming. Now, sure, it seems like some people are just naturally better at this, but it's not because they have some kind of superpower. They're just people who tend to be really observant, emotionally sensitive, incredibly intuitive. They're not psychics. They're just amazing at picking up on all the tiny signals that the rest of us miss. They don't see the future. They just notice it's arriving a little ahead of schedule. And all of this brings us to what might be the most powerful idea of all. If we look at our dreams this way, what is it that we're really seeing every night? So let's just throw out the old idea that dreams are some kind of window into a future that's already set. They're not windows, they're mirrors. And they're reflecting back at us all the truths, all the fears, and all the warnings that we are just too busy or too scared to face when we're awake.
So the next time you get into bed, try not to think of it as just shutting down for the night. Think of it as switching on a totally different kind of intelligence. An intelligence that's finally free to tell you the unvarnished truth.
And that leaves us with one last question to think about. The king's dream wasn't really about his future, it was about his denial. So the real question isn't what's going to happen to you. It's what is your own mind trying to show you, right now, in the quiet of your dreams? What truth are you avoiding?